Hello and welcome. Let us move forward to data cleaning. Data cleaning is a very important aspect of our day-to-day analysis of data sets. In this section, we'll learn how to delete an unwanted column, rename columns, correct appropriate data types, and let's start by dropping unwanted rows. In this case, we can look at this and see that we have transaction ID and df, that's df dot add. We have a transaction ID, which is not very important to analysis. We may need to drop this. And if we run this, now look at our data. The transaction ID is no longer there. We can also make a few changes in our data by changing the columns name. Let's start by creating a new data frame using the df.copy. df.copy selects the entire data set and creates a copy of it based on the initialization. That is, df.call is a copy of our original data frame df. On running this, we can then select to rename using df_call.rename, and then we select the columns that we want to rename. Transaction date will be changed to date, gender will be changed to sex. Then make sure that you have specified in place to true, and then running this, note that we now have date in place of transaction date and sex in place of gender. We can further change other columns, like let's say marital status to status. Let's select that to status and state names to state. State names to state, and we run this and we have status and state. That's how we rename our columns. We can change all these based on the what we want to appear as the variable names or labels. Then another very important aspect of data analysis and BI is addition of new columns based on the existing variables. In this case, let's add a new column by the name new column to our secondary data frame, and this is a combination, that is amount spent multiplied by 100, and if we run this, we'll have the new column, that is this multiplied by 100. We have this. Let's move forward to string value. Let's see, we have string values, that is categorical variables such as the state, segment, employee status, payment method, and status, that is the marital status, this, and gender, that is sex. This categorical variable, which we can change further to female under sex to woman, then male under sex to that, using the lock method. Note that we can further change all these to specific entries that we need, and on running that, we have woman and man in place of female and male respectively. Then we can also change the data types. in date column, it's an object, but we can select that and change it into a date entry. And we also change referral to column to float. On running that, then check the data frame information. You can see that the data is now date time object, and referral is float 32 instead of float 64.